Hello. Once again, I come before you as a representative of the Illuminati. You may call me the man. One of the most persistent questions we get is, what was the deal with Roswell? Now, I think I touched on this briefly in our alien conspiracy video, which you can see if you click on this link right here. I mentioned, and I think I gave the wrong date. You know, I had a lot of alien races to keep track of in that video. And I think I said that Roswell happened in 1945. Obviously, it did not. It happened in 1947. But anyway, in that video, I mentioned that there were no gray aliens involved in that. In fact, we had already met the gray aliens in 1932 in Los Angeles, Hollywood section. And that's where they are today, as a matter of fact. And anyway, yeah, so I kind of briefly ran over that. But to give more detail, and since we're not really sure how this audit thing's going, I guess it's probably a good time to get something off my chest. Roswell was an Illuminati operation. You see, we took that opportunity to try to see how, well, the American people and the people around the world would respond if we were actually contacted by alien creatures. Now, I know that we were already contacted by alien creatures at this point, and well, you know too, because you watch these videos. However, most of the American public at that time did not know. So we took advantage of a program the United States government was going on, Operation, I think, Mogul, and what they were trying to do was send up some very sophisticated listening equipment into the upper atmosphere on really big weather balloons to try to hear what the Soviets were up to. And we knew inevitably, you know, some of those balloons weren't going to make it. So we decided that when that crashed, considering how weird all that stuff looked, we would put out the story that a UFO had crashed and see what would happen. And that's what we did. One of those things came down in a ranch right outside of Roswell, New Mexico, gouged a nice little hole through the fields there as it was dragged along by the wind, and rancher told a local police officer about it. Next thing you know, boom, 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 Air Force, here we go. And so our cover story goes out initially. Hey, we captured a flying disc, and we waited to see what the reaction would be, and it turned out there was no reaction. I mean, people were like, "Oh, good, okay," and so yeah. We got a lot of good data. We really did. This was that greatest generation that everybody talks about. You know, they had just run the Nazis out of Germany, basically. They had fought a huge war. They were basically kind of those, been there, done that kind of people, and they weren't really all that excited over some debris in a field. So, anyway, then we let them release their cover story, not the real story, obviously, because they didn't want the Soviets to know that we were listening to them. Nice little trivia: the Soviets already knew, yeah, because they were all, listening to each other. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's what happened in Roswell. Basically, big weather balloon came down, crushed a bunch of equipment, and we floated a balloon of our own. And sorry, I really shouldn't try puns on these things. I mean, Johnson seems to think it's a good idea, but anyway, yes. So, yeah, that's basically what was happening. Because, and the Anunnaki are already aware of this, so I might as well tell you guys too. The man, not me, obviously. And matter of fact, it's not the man who was before me or the man before him, but the previous one before that. I was not the man at that time. I was in the Illuminati. I'm much, much older than I look, but I was not in charge of it. Basically, he was coming to terms with the fact that we were just about to wrap up humanity, perhaps, and the Anunnaki were coming. And so he thought it might be a good idea that when they got here, they saw all of humanity combined together, working together. And nothing seems to bring people together like a threat from the outside. In fact, nothing brings people together like a threat from the outside. That's about the only thing that will bring people together, unfortunately. We're a very cooperative species, but, when we get threatened, then we really come together. And so he thought, hey, let's see if we come together, after that disc crash. And no, they didn't. They just didn't care. So you know, that idea was all out the window. He didn't really follow through anyway, because, you know, if he thought through, he would find out that when the Anunnaki got here and they saw us all working together, the very thing that brought us together would be them, and then we would probably attack them, and then they would kill us anyway. So, anyway, it wouldn't have worked either way. But, yeah, that's the story of Roswell. I hope that answers all your questions, and if you have any more questions, of course, leave them in the comment section below. And, you know, folks, we're looking right at December, and we're talking maybe the last December. We're talking, you know, it might not be a Christmas kind of stuff. So, yeah, if you could be nice to your neighbor now and not worry about Christmas, you just go ahead and be nice to him. I'm not saying, you know, buy him a steak or anything. I'm just saying, you know, we see him out in the parking lot, just to you, hi, how you doing? Throw up your hand and wave, smile, nod, pleasantries. You know, just basics. Pleasantries, that would be great. I mean, really, that really would go a long way. And when you see those chemtrails blazing in the sky, I wouldn't worry about them either. I'd just relax and breathe deeply.